Hey guys, and welcome to Mysteries of Selindor,
Episode
episode
something.
21.
21. That's right. Our D&D campaign can drink now. So, cheers.
That's what it needs.
No.
More excuses to make bad decisions.
So, last week, the team went on a great, cool, awesome adventure through the Lurkwood on their way to Selindor, led by Caliendo Esperanza, who is slightly reminiscent of a Wesley from Princess Bride, only in the sense that he constantly talks about the swamp they've been traveling through and the rodents of unusual size, because I'm a nerd. And as they have made their way through the travels, they successfully murdered a witch by the name of Murdermon, who has now been transformed into a zombie that is following
That's
around
what she
our
is.
good friend, the Furbolg Grim, while they were gaining their little zombie friend, they also made extra good friends with a little bitty lizard fella,
A
little
little
guard dragon by the name of Azurus. It was pretty fucking sad, but they made friends, and now he is traveling with them. Also, during a night's encampment, they were set upon by something stomping and something loud with little arms. As a T-Rex walked into camp, it almost walked right by them, but the sound of flapping wings from Bropsy had it to turn around and try to eat them. But
Yay.
luckily, some people have OP spells. So they just controlled it and charmed it.
We're friends. It wasn't a control. No control. Just we're friends now.
You charmed it, right?
Yeah, yes.
Was it charm monster or charm animal?
It's
Animal
animal
friendship.
friendship.
Animal friendship. So they made friends with this T-Rex, and Bropsy spoke to him, and through their conversation, his name is now Buddy. He is a very large T-Rex who has been running wildly through the forest. They made their way along the camp road past Murdermon's shack and towards where they know Selindor to be based on Caliendo's instructions. And on this traveling, I don't know why my headset keeps cutting out. It's weird. And on this travel, they remembered they had 24 hours with friendship for their good buddy. So after 12 hours, they said, "Hey, you know what we should send him out." Oh, you know what? No, let's push another 6. So after 18 hours, now 6 hours left of their time, they say, okay, now we should really send the T-Rex away. So they said, "Hey, buddy, catch that stick." And they threw it, and he did not get it because his intelligence is 2. And then they told him to go away really, really well with some great persuasion. And you know what? He left. They then proceeded to set up camp, get everything ready to go. But stomp, 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 returning with an extra large stick that was definitely not the one you threw and might very well be a full-size tree. Buddy comes traipsing back through the forest to the camp where you're all about to lay and rest your heads. He drops the big thing and goes...
Buddy.
Oh, poor Buddy.
That's not what we wanted. Buddy, look. I think I sent the mixed messages. I said, "Oh, I love
takes
you,"
his nose
and you've
and
been
he nuzzles it closer to you.
such a good boy. And I give him a pat on his nose, rub it a bit. And I know this feels really good and everything, and I want to be friends with you, but I think I need to make you think I don't like you so that you actually leave. So I start petting, and I put my hands on my hips.
Nose.
Buddy, no.
Will he stop liking you if
No.
when the spell ends?
Yes,
Or
when
would
this
he
when
maybe
this.
keep liking you?
Well, I don't know if you can tame one of these in 24 hours, but
Could you recast the spell?
yeah, it might not work, but I can definitely recast it.
Okay.
That reminds Grim should probably
Wait,
recast
was there a
his spell.
saving throw for that? Hang on.
I think he's dumb
yes.
enough that it just
Over in
works.
the corner, Azurus is just like making little coo noises, like.
Oh, with
Lays down.
Zeros.
Like Azurus is scared or like friends?
Make a animal handling check.
Somebody's gonna have to do that for me.
I'll do it because I don't care what you roll. That's an
Wow.
actual 2. Yeah, you don't know
Wow.
what it's saying.
Okay. Do I have
You'll
another
never
spell
know.
slot? I can speak with animals.
I think
You guys haven't rested yet, so I don't know how many spell slots you have left.
I think you
But if
still
you
have
do,
some
you can
left.
cast it. If
Oh.
you like.
I would like to.
I don't. I have.
Loading the sheet. Yeah, you have 2 first level spell slots left.
Okay, I would like to cast speak with animals.
Okay, you cast speak with animals. What's
Uh-huh.
up?
Azurus, you okay there?
Dumb
What?
lizard is dumb.
Yeah.
Dumb lizard.
Okay.
And Buddy just says, "Buddy is stupid."
Yeah. But he calls himself stupid.
He's becoming self-aware.
Oh
And you
no.
see he nuzzles Seti.
Aw,
But
I gave him
buddy,
more rocks.
you did a really good fetch. But do you remember what I said to you?
Good fetch.
Before you left, I said go really, really far. Back from where we came.
Buddy
Like that
went
hut.
so
Do you remember
far.
the hut that we were
Buddy
right
went
next?
so far. Buddy got big stick.
Tell him to go chase the lights. Tell him it would make me very happy if he went and caught himself some lights.
Oh god. We're gonna traumatize those poor babies.
Going to make him eat the mushrooms?
The mushrooms, no, they were playing with him, you know,
In the
like
mushroom spirit,
Oh, they were playing with
this is known as the outbreak of death.
like he was chasing them, but I think they were just toying with him, like, haha, you can't get us. That's what it felt like to me, anyway.
But
Seems to
buddy, okay, you did a really good fetch, but now what we want you to do is we want you to go back to where that hut was.
Okay,
Chase the lights.
back.
No, you go chase lights.
You go chase lights. Make a persuasion check.
Oh. You know the drill.
It's a natural 9. What's her persuasion?
No idea.
Plus 1.
I'm so persuasive.
I gotta get my
So
so speak with
persuasive.
animals.
You go chase lights. Buddy will have berries.
Oh, gotta reroll from Dolive.
Natural 5. That's
6.
a 6.
Buddy, if you bring us a light, we'll give you more. No. If you catch the light, they will give you food.
Catch light. Okay. He goes over to Orin.
No.
Opens his mouth and tries to eat Orin.
No, buddy, what did you tell him? Oh no.
I'll get you light.
No, not this light.
Yeah. His mouth is
Forest
like almost
light.
completely around Orin. Do you do anything, or you just like? He's not like
Just-
biting you viciously. He's just trying to like get you.
I will activate the ring of jumping and just jump straight up out of his mouth.
It's a shooting star.
Oh my god, does he even know what those are?
And I don't know, I'll probably land on like the back of his head or something.
Back. Buddy went back.
Nope. Not what we meant.
No. Stupid lizard.
And Azura, unless you can help us.
Lobotomy.
Oh my god.
Maybe try
Listen.
telling him that he needs to go. Clearly he doesn't know what the light stream.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, big lizard, we don't want big, mean people to hurt you. So we need you to go hide somewhere.
Buddy can't be hurt. Buddy is very strong.
Oh, these are
But
very
there
mean
are
people, buddy.
so many here, so many people here that have killed big, strong
My 2
things.
persuasion does not
We
help.
don't want them to hurt you, buddy.
I don't.
Actually, it was a
'cause what
16, I
if
forgot I have
what if he's
advantage.
like, oh no, I got to go hunt down all of the people that might hurt me. We don't want him to think, maybe just.
Well, I rolled a 16 for persuasion, so we'll see.
Is there like a? Well, we're in the swamp. There's no like river or anything.
Okay, what were you saying? Everybody's talking on top of each other.
Sorry.
As far as Buddy's concerned, you're all talking at the same time and he's going, "Wah!"
Well, he can only stand a couple of us anyway, so.
Buddy does not understand.
I'm still.
I can't
rubbing-
understand Buddy
rubbing
anyway.
his belly or his armpit or whatever I can reach.
Yes.
Just
Tiny fingers.
maybe he would understand if we told him to just like go stand guard somewhere, go wait, or
I tried to tell him to go back to the hut, and he doesn't.
I don't think he knows what a hut is. Maybe. Maybe we could tell him to go find the biggest tree in the forest and wait there.
5 hours.
Buddy, can you go find
Buddy.
the biggest tree in the forest, in the swamps?
We do big tree.
Intelligence check.
Biggest.
Buddy understands big.
Yes. Go find big tree
Persuasion.
And wait by it.
and guard it.
I really hope that's not like the center of Selindor or something.
Oh my god.
We get there and he's just waiting.
He's waiting and he's angry now.
Shit.
Who's
None of you are rolling?
Persuasion.
I'll roll persuasion, buddy. Go find the biggest tree. And I roll persuasion.
With
Oh.
advantage.
My advantage does not help me.
I got to get speak with animals. That's it. Next time,
Okay.
next time I
Then
level
roll
up.
All right, so +1. That's 15. Okay. Buddy. Sure.
Buddy says, okay. Buddy will look for biggest tree.
He
And then
stands
you
there for some time
guard.
looking around.
Go find.
There are no big trees by Buddy. Buddy will find biggest tree. Buddy has seen big tree. Berry.
The tree will have berries.
Let's
The
blossoms and berries.
The biggest tree.
We could just give him berries.
Nope, deception
tell-
check. She said that this tree had berries. I want to see if he believes
Yeah,
her
but the thing
lie.
is, if I have berries, it's gonna be like I stay here for berries.
Lies.
Wait, he knows
You
that I
said-
lied.
You said that tree has berries, so
She
Yeah,
has,
yeah.
She has a +1
I'm rolling
deception.
for you. Oh yeah, you're rolling 18. Okay.
Berry tea. Good. Buddy will look for a tree that is big and
As your
Mm-hmm.
speak with animals drops.
Blue
Okay.
flowers, red thorns. Blue flower, red thorns. That'd be so much easier if I wasn't colorblind.
He has a nice blow and with his nostril flare and
Mm-hmm.
nudges everybody and goes.
Give him a
Takes off.
Yep.
And as he begins to take off, Orin will slide down his back and off the end of its tail
cup.
into
Wow.
a 3-point landing.
Make a dexterity check or acrobatics check.
Sure.
Performance.
14.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's not as beautiful as you want it to be, but you do slide down the back of a moving T-Rex and sort of like.
It's my first time.
Yeah, you Fred Flintstone that sucker real good. And as you step, you guys look and see most of your camp is destroyed. There's no like permanent damage to anything, but all the stomping and everything else, like the fire pit that you had created, just stacking a little bit of rock and some stuff, like the actual campfire has just turned to nothing, and it's just sort of spread out to a couple of burning logs that have spread out of the fire pit onto the path. The tents have completely collapsed in all directions. Like, you got to reset up camp.
Well, I mean, he found us again. Do we want to camp here? Or do we want to maybe move on and try to hide our tracks and all of that, nonsense? What do you all think? Like, how badly do we need to rest right now?
I mean, I'm fine.
Nobody should be hurt right now, right?
No, we just probably be tired tomorrow.
Well, we can take a nap at some point tomorrow. Cal, if you're confident that we can keep going for a bit.
Wait, question. Do I not have a Heidi spell? I thought I had a Heidi spell.
You should have passed without a trace, unless you got rid of it.
Could that work? That only works for like an hour though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's a level 2 spell.
Yeah, you're out of
level
slots.
2 spell slots.
Oh, okay.
You can't upcast that? Just use the level 3 slot even though it's a level 2 spell?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
You can upcast anything.
So you've got 2 slots.
Okay.
Well, it's entirely up to you what you all like to do. I will say that we made quite a bit of headway, I think. I mean, again, I don't recognize this part of the force, and the closer you get to Selindor, the harder it is to recognize exactly where you are. But I do think that colossal beast took us quite quickly. We might have shaved half a day or more off of our journey.
Well, that's...
Should we maybe travel for like another hour and then set up camp, maybe?
It's entirely up to you.
Sure.
Traveling at night through the woods is about the same as traveling through day with the cloud cover, but the canopy cover. But there is a chance that certain things will happen.
Right.
Tonight.
No.
Well, you're the one that knows the forest better than we do. So if it's worth the risk to you, then cool. If it's
to
not,
me, I would camp here and not worry about it. Maybe we could create some camouflage, cover ourselves. T-Rexes. That's not what I'd call them. Big, sharp tooth, short, squirrely arms are not very good at perceiving those that are in cover. So if we just simply hide ourselves for the remainder of the night, maybe we'll be a bit cold this evening. But I think if we properly hide ourselves...
Okay, well, how about this?
Be a problem.
All right, so we take cover and we kind of, with somebody keeps watch, maybe a couple people, but we stay close so that nobody has to, run around to get everybody awake.
Right. And also, bird, don't fly after the large, scaly reptile creature this time.
I was trying to protect people, but thanks for the input.
Well, you're quite welcome. Very good at instructing those and the ways of survival.
If she wants to give a mom stare, can I roll intimidation?
Sure.
Thank.
Okay, no, that's you.
Oh.
Yeah.
She has a +1.
Can you roll intimidation?
It's an excellent monster.
Bird. You're so adorable.
Wait, what was the roll?
It's a natural one.
God fucking... Why am I such a cute Cocoa Puff?
So anyways,
All
I
right.
guess
Kind
we
of
should get
designed
started.
it
If anyone
that
wants to help me, we can try to fashion ourselves some hiding materials.
I mean, my bedroll is covered in mud because he stepped on it. So I think if I just climb inside the bedroll, I'll be good.
Right. Okay, so each person's going to roll one of 2 stats, either stealth or survival.
All right. If it's stealth, you could cast Pass Without a Trace and give us all +10.
That's only for like an hour, though, isn't it?
Yeah, this is going to be... That's not
For
really
the whole
good.
night? Okay.
I'm talking about for the night, like how well you can find a good place to hide yourself,
All right.
or survival to find a way to blend in. So what's higher for Bropsy?
I believe it is survival.
What is it?
+7.
+7?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Grim just smells like dirt anyway, so
just
he's probably.
flies up to a tree, perches, and starts snoozing.
I got a 24 stealth.
24 stealth. Good. Yeah, you find a good little
I'm
place.
literally hiding inside a muddy.
Yeah, you're in the sleeping bag, but then you kind of sink a little bit into the mud, like
With
kinda
my 5,
You're gonna get
I'm-
stepped on, and
As long as
Can
it's
you
not
just
by a
pop
T-Rex,
yourself?
I'm okay.
All right, what was that in here?
Mittner's gonna prop himself against a tree, grabs a stick, and just goes like this. I rolled a 5.
Awesome.
Totally hidden. I
Totally
rolled
hidden.
a 16, and my stealth and survival are both 4, so it's a 20 of either.
Nice.
Steady does make it a point that we're all within like poking distance of each other, so we don't have to say anything to wake each other up. We can just like.
except for Bropsy, apparently,
and
who's
Grim.
in a tree.
Grim?
What Grim do?
Stealth.
Stealth or survival? Did you?
I rolled
20
survival.
survival.
20 survival.
Okay,
Grim
cool.
is
I just
fine.
want- I can't see things, so I'm asking.
Oh,
Awesome.
Grim is good at
Oh,
surviving.
wow. Fuck. Well, you guys lose sight of Cleary.
Natural 20.
Still a natural 19.
Just
So
go.
you guys feel like you're pretty well hidden. Who wants to take first watch if you guys were doing watch?
I will.
Okay, cool.
I'm the least hidden anyway.
All right. So go ahead and make me a perception check
Oh boy.
for your watch. Is anybody taking watch with him, or just let him do?
No, I'm gonna let him stay there.
That's a 4.
I'll join him if nobody else is stepping up. I'll
Cal
just have my.
Cal will join him.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, cool. Well, it's the first time I've ever seen a creature like that befriend anyone.
I mean, it's bigger than most things that I've seen people make friends with.
Indeed. There are many wonders to be found in the Lurkwood, especially the closer you get to Selindor. So,
Does it change a lot as you get closer? Because you said the marker. It's harder to tell where you are the closer you get.
it's a very ephemeral place, I will say that. So, yes, when I say there was 4 days to Selindor, I mean it's 4 days to the outer border. If you're not with someone like me who knows the telltale signs and the way through, you may never find Selindor. Well, maybe you find it instantly by chance.
Is that for security or?
It's just the nature of the place that it is. This fog that you see all around, this mist. Where do you think that comes from?
I hadn't really thought about it.
Well, once we see the wall of the thick mist, be prepared. That means we're on the borders of Selindor.
Right. Just starts imagining the fish with the angler fish from earlier.
Well, hi, Sharp. Look out for that creature.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right. So as you spend the first part of your watch paying attention to that, Arn, as you go in fall into deep sleep, you find yourself once again in an empty space, a clear mind. As a bright light appears in the silhouette of your father. Well done, Orin. It seems that you have learned the stunning strike of your own volition. It's quite impressive.
Well, I learned from the best, I think. Father?
Well, you learned it all on your own. It's pressing your key and injecting it into another. Lock their movements, paralyze them. This is a good use of key, reaching out beyond yourself. Truly.
Well,
I'm surprised and I'm proud.
When I made the strike, I was just thinking, stop. I wanted him to stop. And I guess it worked.
Well, your will is strong then. Perhaps in the future, be a martial artist that could truly touch the heavens. Very surprising. Now, I must ask you because you're becoming quite obscured. Where are you heading?
I believe we're heading to Selindor.
Selindor.
We're
I've no
going through
knowledge
some
of this place.
Lurkwood, which is very strange.
The Lurkwood I've heard of. There are many creatures there. Creatures that hide in the shadows, that can become invisible. And I've also heard of the loss of mortal life there. The cold of the Lurkwood. You must be careful.
What, claims some of our traveling companions.
Oh, pity. Listen, you need to be as careful as you can, because losing you to something as trivial as some mystery in the woods wouldn't befit you.
Well, I will always give my best.
Yes, and prioritize yourself over these new companions of yours.
Well, I can't promise that, but I'll try, I guess.
You're more. And as you look, you see something emerging from the chest of the silhouette that you see before you. You see blood begin to pour down his chest.
Father?
Wake up. Leave this place now. You
I'll
see,
try to wake up then.
make me a wisdom saving throw.
That's a natural 1.
Okay. As you look on, your eyes wide, you can't focus on anything except for what's happening in front of you. You see this hand is emerging from the chest, and it's got this sort of opalescent glow. You see the horns begin to peek out from behind. As you see the goat-like face, the fawn-like body peering out. You see its mouth begin to move, but no noise. Instead, you see in your father's voice coming out from his body, return it.
My father said that?
Yes, it's coming from your father's body, but you can see it's almost exactly like a puppet.
Oh.
You can see his arm is inside of your father, and his mouth is moving, but the noise is coming from your father.
That's messed up, dude.
Return it.
Return what?
Return what was taken from me.
What
Your
was taken?
group carries it, and I want it back.
We have a lot of things. What is it?
It is the key to everything.
Could you describe the item?
Make me a persuasion check.
Oh, not bad. 17 plus 1
I'm sorry, sir.
for
I
an
know.
18.
No, I need to turn on some lights. I'm getting dark.
I'm sorry, sir. This is traumatic, but can you describe that for me?
Yeah, little detail, please.
The turning flash twists within and brings you to the center of the cosmos. The bringer of knowledge, the bringer of power. Each leaf turning to new knowledge beyond your mortal scope. Orin, wake up! And this time, you do as you watch his body flash around and grab the throat of this goat-like creature, and you're... And that's the last thing, is you find yourself reaching forward, and you, Mittner, watch as Orin just retches upwards out of his sleeping position.
Bad dream?
Oh, yeah. I don't think it was a dream, but it wasn't good.
Oh, yes, he was sounded quite like a little child there.
I saw the
Ooh, oh, no. Oh.
goat, the goat creature.
You're not letting their stories get to you, are you?
Well, I was talking with my celestial father, and the goat creature came
I'm
out
sorry.
of his chest.
One moment. I know we're not close or anything like that, but Celestial Father? You
Yep.
want to elaborate on what a Celestial Father is? I mean, either you hold your father in truly high regard, or
No, he's actually a celestial. Why do you think I glow?
Cal looks over to Mittner and he's just like,
First time I've heard about it.
you should really be delicate about how you describe things that people, I guess, not from the celestial realms, can understand and swallow.
Well, I'm not from the celestial realms.
Oh, all right. Well,
Look,
I'm not going to pretend I understand.
I grew up
so-
in a temple.
So your big
Have
glowy
talked to
dream
people
daddy, what
much.
happened to him?
Sure. The goat creature came out of his chest a bit.
All right, cool. So we're
Was
at our
sort of
second
puppeteering him.
impasse for me. Sorry to cut you off again, but goat creature?
So others in the party have supposedly seen this goat creature in the fog and
I think Seti
throughout the
saw it,
wood. I mean,
and Cleary.
I have yet to see it. So I thought
Grim,
it was
I
just
think,
the
might have
fog
seen it.
messing with people, but maybe there's a little more to it.
Well, the fog will show you many things. And
Either
they
way,
can
the goat creature was telling us to return it. Something we carry that belongs to it.
Well, what do you carry? I mean, it's not after this cauldron, is it?
Could be. I don't know what the item it is that it seeks. It just said we have it.
All right, well, what do you have? What do you carry? I mean, I carry nothing of importance except for the cauldron we just recovered. Did it start hunting you after we claimed the cauldron yesterday?
Well, the first time someone mentioned it was before, so
Oh, I
would
think
go with
Grim
it's
has it.
not
Here
the
we go.
cauldron.
Grim
Oh
left.
God,
All right,
Grim's
well,
dead.
So
I don't have anything.
I would think
new.
it's not the cauldron or anything that we've gotten recently. If
Has to be something powerful if it wants it this badly. I don't have anything powerful. Like, I doubt he wants this ring I have. It's not that important.
Well, look, are you going to take next watch since you're up?
Yeah, I don't think I can go back to sleep right now.
Fair enough. Is there anyone else you'd like to speak with about this? Someone who has knowledge of this in any way, or?
Might wake Seti as she's seen the creature before.
Fair enough. Well, I'll wake up. Mittner, you go to get some rest.
yeah, I will grab like a tree branch and just like roll over, and it's like on my side. That's my hiding.
Yeah, he sees you do that, and he just walks over to you. Yeah, he's gonna put like his big leaf covered blanket on top of you, camouflage you.
I did a good job with my stick.
Sure.
Cool. So instead you have a 19 to your... And then he's going to go. He's going to be like, take care of yourself. City. Swift kick to your back. You feel the heel sort of like shove you. It's your turn to take watch. Also, keep an eye on Orin. He had a bit of a bad dream and something about celestial fathers, goat creatures.
Good.
Yes, so I'm going to go to sleep. Keep your eye out for goat creatures. Apparently.
Right. I'll look around.
You see Orin and his like he's kind of got bags under his eyes, which for like because I assume you don't sleep with your mask on, or do you?
No.
Okay, so you can see he actually has bags under his eyes, which you've only seen his face every so often, but he's got a really handsome face. You know, it looks young and pristine and clean, and he's got like some shadow and darkness to his eyes. He looks rough.
Yeah, you did. You had a nightmare.
Well, I don't think it was quite a dream, but more of a vision of sorts.
Like what I had with Lady Hyacinth, where she gave me the sword.
Maybe.
I don't know if I told you guys about that, actually. I'm sorry, I'm thinking out loud, I guess.
You absolutely have told nobody anything about that. The only person who even knows the slightest bit is Bropsy, who gave you the splinter of glass. That's it.
We might have to have a conversation at some point about Lady Hyacinth, but
Well-
yeah, he mentioned the goat creature. Is it the goat creature?
Think so? Can you describe the one you saw?
Oh, I Gagnor describe it for me because I don't remember.
No, you describe what you remember it as.
This was like a month ago. Sim has no idea what the goat creature looked like. It was like a goat, but not a goat. Like a big, scary, like almost like a goat's face or something, but kind of like
Okay,
a deer's
So to describe it,
body or something.
it looks mostly entirely like a fawn,
Yeah,
but its body
like deer.
looks like opalescence, and you can see light dancing underneath its skin.
Yeah, it was kind of ghosty.
It's thin, but it's wiry, and you can see that its hair flows as if it's underwater and changes colors, like some
Shimmering.
colors you've never even seen before. It has twisted horns, and the only real thing that's goat-like about it is that it has the eyes of a goat.
Oh, yeah, okay. The weird
So its
people's.
eyes go like this, like the side eyes sort of thing, like the big bulbous.
Dopey eyes?
Yeah, it's like it's got like sideways lines for.
That's because it's in sage mode.
Yeah, that's right. It's in sage mode.
As she
And it
describes
also
that,
has
does
sort of a
sound
more like
familiar?
a more goat-like nose, and that's the only things that are really truly goat-like. Then,
And that sounds like what I saw, right?
oh yeah, that's exactly what you saw.
So it like
Okay.
grabbed Cleary with the tentacles and everything, and it was a big thing. And was it that?
It sounds exactly like the same one.
So
I told you about my father, right?
sort of.
Mentioned it to someone before. I don't quite remember who.
Sim doesn't remember anything.
Definitely Bropsy, you've mentioned it too.
Well, I know you grew up in like a monastery, and your father was around, or not as much, but maybe more than mine. Anyway, we had a little
Well-
conversation, but it was very short.
Well, sometimes when I sleep, my father comes to me, and we talk,
Oh.
and even train together,
Oh, that's nice.
which is why I wake up exhausted sometimes.
Yeah, I guess that would be tiring. So this was one of those dreams.
I have noticed you yawn a lot.
It's a weird bird voice. What was that? Is there a kenku around?
The meta pigeon.
But yeah, so I guess it was kind of like that. But then the goat creature sort of like tore through his chest or something and was like almost puppeteering him.
Do you think? I mean, do you think you're like in real life, like in the waking world? Do you think your father's in danger, or just?
I think he could probably handle himself.
I mean,
But,
I only had the one encounter with the goat thing. It was really scary, but I heard Greed talking about it, or I heard from somebody else that Greed mentioned it. I don't remember the details, but I don't know. Apparently, like, this was way back in the Grung village, like when we first got there.
Greed was the first one to see it?
I think so.
Greed was the first to see it. You guys would remember that. Greed mentioned it. And apparently
he was by
Grim was
himself.
there.
Grim was just creeping behind the tree.
Well, the creature was saying to return it, but...
Return what?
I don't know.
Apparently it returned da.
Wait, it spoke to you. I don't think I heard speech when I encountered it.
Well, it talked through my father, using him
right.
like a puppet.
Gotcha. So it just said return it.
Yeah. Didn't really say what it was, though.
I have an idea. If what it's really after was greed.
What if it's his book, maybe? Because we don't have greed, but we do have his book.
I think we have both. I think it's a really weird book, and greed somehow got stuck inside it. I don't know, but there was like a page with like stars on it and stuff. It was black and there was like a little greed moving around. I don't have a better explanation for what happened to him. It's definitely an enchanted book, and maybe he just vanished into the woods and something. I don't know, but clearly the book is very closely tied to him and whatever kind of...
When you saw the creature, did you have the book with you?
I think Cleary did. No, it was me. It was before I put it in the bag. Cleary looked at it with me, but...
Wonder if it's after the book, then.
I had it
seems
for like
to follow the book.
I had it for like a day, and then now it's in the bag of holding with Rapsy.
This is really weird.
Okay, so as you all ponder about this, go ahead and make me your perception checks for your watch.
27.
Holy shit.
22.
I'm the minstrel of this campaign.
Yeah. As you are watching, you hear it and feel it before you see it, but you see Buddy wandering around looking for you guys. You got about an hour left while it's still under the friendship spell, so you know it's wandering around looking for you still. You can still feel the influence of the magic, and you can hear it go as it searches around. You're gonna just stay quiet. Okay. Make me a stealth check.
Both
with
of us?
advantage because you're already hidden.
27.
Me too?
All right. Yeah.
What's my plus 4? 14?
14?
Yeah.
I mean, it's T-Rex. Yeah. So you guys watch as it and continues through the forest. And you watch as he trails out of sight.
Part of me wants to just go off with him and be friends with Buddy forever, because he's awesome. He's so cool. That hurt really bad. I feel so bad. But it'll wear off soon, and then he won't. I don't even think he'll remember any of that. He'll be like, wow, that was weird, those snacks. I didn't eat them for some reason. But I guess he just wasn't hungry.
I'm not.
My
really-
Doritos ran away and I didn't care. How high was I last night?
Yeah, I must have had some
I
really weird
need
ones.
to lay off the green devil.
What bush did I eat last night that gave me this weird dream?
Hopefully he'll find some dancing lights to chase and he'll be happy as whatever the fuck he is.
Well, unless he has our scent and just follows us.
I think if he had our scent, he would have found us. It's not like, some of us
Well,
are
we're
pretty
kind
ripe.
of covered in mud and stuff right now. But when we leave here, who knows?
I guess we'll find out.
Okay. As your watch comes to a close, the rest is uneventful. With the exception of that one moment where you guys were quiet for probably like half an hour to an hour, just like, don't find us. Your watch comes to an end. Who is taking last watch?
Well, I think that would be Grim and Rapsy, or maybe Cleary.
Grapsy.
Blah, 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 blah. Grim can take a watch.
As we make the change, I will wake Rapsy up very gently. Just kind of shake her shoulder a bit.
I need to put my...
Okay, how did you do that? Because Gag said I was up in a tree.
Oh shit! Never mind. Just be like,
I didn't intend to be up in a tree, but that's where I am.
maybe you're low enough. I can, I'm pretty tall. I can just maybe reach up and give you a little tickle. Rapsy.
Yeah?
So we have a theory. Some weird shit happened, and Buddy came by and went off again. So he might circle back. I don't know. Just be aware of that. Just be really, really quiet if he comes. Both of you. But we think that the goat monster that grabbed me and Cleary the other day, we think it's looking for the book that's in your bag.
My headset cut out. All I heard was we think that goat.
We think the goat monster is looking for the book that's in Greed's book that's in your bag. So
What,
just
the weird goat, the book.
the goat monster that grabbed me and Cleary the other day. That Greed mentioned he saw at some point early in the Grung village.
Drug place.
What weird shit happened?
We can talk about it in the morning. Oren had a vision. It was this whole big thing. But just so you know, we think that's what the goat monster is after. So if you're carrying the bag, you should definitely be aware, okay?
So give the goat the book.
No. Do not give the goat the book. The goat is definitely some bad, evil bullshit thing. Like, we do not want the goat to have the book. We want to find out why the goat wants the book. But we do not want to let anybody know we have the book, yeah?
But what if goat kills us and takes the book?
We need to not let that happen. We need to not let anybody know we have the book. And try to just keep hiding from the goat. Hopefully we can make it to Selindor without any more nonsense, and
Okay.
maybe I can ask Lady Hyacinth about it. I don't know how much to trust her, but we definitely need an expert who knows more than I do, because I don't know shit. But just so you're aware, alright? Yeah. I don't want you to be caught by surprise.
Okay.
It's a secret. It's a secret. And I look at Grim when I say that. The book is our secret.
Grim didn't even know that goats could read.
It's a magic goat. I don't think it's a real goat. It just looks like a goat. You know what I'm saying? It's something else wearing a goat's skin.
It has goat-like features.
It's really just the eyes, actually.
Okay.
The rest of it is like a fawn, and the skin is kind of shimmery, and it looks like it's underwater. There's all these different colors that I haven't seen before.
Yeah, no, it's really weird looking goat.
Rapsy's eyes are just like unfocused. She's like, what?
I just woke up this.
This is just a game of telephone where Oren tells me about his dream, and then I tell other people.
Just straight up Bropsy Dirt face. Just
That
But
sounds
yeah,
like the next emote.
It was like using his father as like a puppet in a dream or something. So, and we need to be aware that maybe it's in our dreams too. If this is
okay.
apparently something that's hunting us and it's a really big bad thing. So hopefully we get to Selindor, we'll be safe, but we need to still make it there. Have a good watch. I don't know if I'm going to be sleeping at all, but I have to try because I need my spell slots back. So good night.
Okay.
And Mittner is sound asleep, but just like
Okay, well, I guess
electricity coming out of his snores.
we'll take a look. Keep a watch.
All right, go ahead and make me your perception checks for the night.
Go. You make it.
Well, you both make them.
I make a
You-
21.
As in
Or
you roll
you
for
can-
me.
Okay, well, you can also, if you want to, you can. Yeah, okay, I'll roll for you.
I can roll. It's a +4.
That's 9 then.
Oh, lovely.
So good.
Maybe we should have Milan roll for Bropsy.
21.
21. All right. Graham, you think you've got a pretty good handle on seeing things throughout, and it seems to be uneventful as far as you can tell.
Well,
But if
That
you
was
guys have anything
exciting.
you want to do during your watch or talk about during your watch, feel free.
I mean, at some point before we complete the full rest, unless I guess I've already completed a rest at this point.
Technically, you don't
Oh.
complete it until your watch is over.
Okay, well then I'll use my other spell slot to refresh the duration on my animate dead. So that she's another 24 hours.
I don't know if that would. I think that would interrupt your long rest.
You think?
Yeah,
guess it
if
could.
you're in the midst of a long rest and you do spell casting, it would interrupt your long rest.
But then she might just die. Or I guess I could just waste a spell slot in the morning. That's probably fine.
I don't think it's been her 24 hours yet either.
Yeah, I'll just recast it in the morning. It'll be alright.
Okay. Anything else, Bropsy? Anything?
I just wait.
Okay.
I'll like
As
person
the sun begins to probably rise beyond the veil of the canopy above, you all come to consciousness and you see Caliendo and Cleary arguing about breakfast. There are no signs of Buddy anywhere to be found. Azurus lets out a little yawn.
Can I give a pet? Like gentle if he lets me?
Sort of nuzzles the pet a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, Bunny doesn't look like anywhere in sight, and it looks like it is in fact morning.
Okay.
Well, that was a heck of a night. I think maybe we should take it a little slow today, in case.
It was pretty uneventful for us.
That's good. You didn't see any sign of Buddy. You didn't hear stomping or anything.
No goats. No goats, no lizards.
Good, good. Is there anybody that doesn't know about the goat thing from last night yet? Mittner, hi. You were sound asleep. We didn't want to wake you up, but there was a minor, I won't call it an emergency, but there was a major revelation. So once again, I tell everybody, like, we're being hunted by the goat thing. It's probably looking for Greed's book. Don't tell anybody we have the book. Here's what the goat thing looks like.
I'll sketch it.
So why couldn't we get
That could be really helpful, actually. Like,
I can't get the colors right.
I'll describe it for you, and you can do a sketch, and we'll just make a mental note that the colors are weird.
Thing.
Oh, he's seen it. That's right. He was there.
Yes, he peed his pants.
Why can't we just give the goat the book?
Because it's got greed
This
in
was
it.
Grimm's question.
As far as I know, like, look, this is my best theory. My working theory of what happened to Greed is that somehow this magic book just ate him up, and I think
Why
he's.
do we care if he ate it, if the book
Greed
ate
is our
this guy?
friend, okay? Like, he fought with us, and he was just.
We
live
knew
with
him
us.
for like How long do we know? Like a few days?
It doesn't matter. That's, anybody on the caravan. We were in it together, and we all got attacked together, and now we have this book with him in it. I'm not just going to give him over to some scary evil creature.
He's very evil. You could tell just one look in his eyes. He's very, very evil.
It was one of the most.
With the goat or greed?
Both.
The goat.
Probably.
No, the goat
See,
for
they
sure.
them to each other.
He
It's a
was
match.
really nice, okay? Look, I liked him a lot. He was really nice and really cool, and he did cool magic stuff, and I wish he was still here so I could talk to him about the cool magic
No,
stuff.
Seti, you have had enough boyfriends.
Not like that, okay? I don't want more boyfriends.
Multiple boyfriends. No, nothing. Not important. Listen, no, it's probably not good to give bad people
Is it
powerful
Father?
complex.
I thought it was a goat.
It's something wearing a goat skin. I'm sorry, I told Grim this, but I don't think it looks like a goat, right? But it's not.
What if we just destroy the book?
We might destroy Grim too.
Certainly try. I mean, well, yes, but again, it's noble sacrifice.
I think we need to find someone who can tell us more about what's going on here. The problem is, who do we trust? Because I don't.
You can definitely find someone you can speak to in Selindor. There's always someone who will know more about everything than you in Selindor.
Obviously, I should hope so, but my first thought was Lady Hyacinth, because clearly she has some kind of weird interest.
Lady Hyacinth knows quite a bit about a lot of things.
But
I'm not sure she's going to be the one to know about this.
Well, I don't know how much to trust her anyway. I don't know how honest I can be with you about this, Cal, but it's weird,
House
right?
Necrom might know something.
House Necrom?
Yes, House Necrom. They have their own district within Selindor, the Nexium.
And
speaking to them, you should be able to learn some information, but access to their district is a bit more difficult. They're a bit more.
Are they as sinister as the name sounds?
Well, they're not cheery folks. But they're not sinister. I've been there a few times, had a few drinking parties. I mean, there's plenty of good pubs in the area. The thing is that you're new, so you're probably not going to be allowed into any of the restricted districts. Although I can get you into Linares.
Do you think Lady Hyacinth could give us a recommendation if that's what it takes to find out more about this evil goat monster?
Well, you'd have to speak to Lady Hyacinth about that, but she certainly has the pull to get you in there to speak to them. But that said, I'm not certain that she would do it for any particular reason.
Well, if they just bring her a cauldron, well, they're going to bring her a cauldron.
Well,
yes.
I'll talk to her. It's
more difficult to explain than just... when you get to Selindor, you'll start to understand a bit more. Again, I don't want to ruin the surprise of the place. It's kind of...
How... Alright, everybody, I don't think I told you before, but back in Grunbulla, after we met Lady Hyacinth and the night the revolution started, I think, or after it was done, perhaps he gave me a little shard thing that Lady Hyacinth had given her, and that night I had a weird dream, like kind of like a vision like Oren had. It was definitely not, a dream. And I made some decisions, and I was in a field of hyacinths. So but that's when all this happened, and now I have these powers, and I chose power. She made me an offer, and I don't know. It's really confusing. But Cal, how fucked do you think I am?
Well, you've obviously caught her attention and perhaps her affection. The only ones that receive power from Lady Hyacinth receive those things. My power, of course, doesn't come from her. Nowhere near that high up in the hierarchy.
I did see that trick you did, though. It's the same trick I did. I don't have a name for it yet. The new Zephyr Strike thing.
Yes, I know what you were speaking of. You have to get even that much more specific. I know you were speaking. Yes, there's a particular Fae of the Wind.
So you have skills, and they weren't just given to you. You worked for them?
I have been touched by the Fae. Yes. And there are Fae, many, in Selindor. But there are other creatures as well. Many, many more. Simply the tip of the iceberg.
I've read so much about the Fae, and there are tricksters. They like to play with people and things, and they all have.
Certainly, there are very tricky people in any race or from any plane. Things are things, creatures are creatures, and
So
yes, there's
it
a
was an unfair
generalization.
generalization.
Well, I wouldn't say it's unfair, but it is a generalization.
Grim feels like you're being a little racist right now.
I'm trying to
I
explain.
admit.
Grim
I'm-
is part Fae. You are being a little rude.
Sorry.
Furbo can hardly call himself part Fae.
I'm not part Fae. I am part Fae. I am not a dessert.
I could go
Correct.
for a
They are
parfait.
technically creatures of Fae.
Yeah, you see, you just. What are you again? What are you?
I'm
Are you?
nothing but a mere elf.
Oh, so then you're how much Fae are you?
I'm not Fae. As I've said before,
Less than Grim. That is how much you are.
But
So you hush.
Grim, what is it like where you're from? Are you do you have a
Grim.
lot of contact
Grim
with?
is not a. No, Grim is just Grim. Grim's not allowed there.
Okay.
well, thanks for
Wait,
your.
why are you not allowed there?
Because Grim is Grim.
You're not
Uh-huh.
Fey enough for the Feywild?
No, it's the Furbolgs don't like Grim.
Why not?
Oh.
You've met Grim?
Oh,
It's all the mushrooms
look, I was
and
just
the
asking.
dead.
You must not know many Furbolgs.
I admit
Does
I've
it have
never met a
anything to
Furbog
do with
before.
your choice in
I've
pets?
never met anybody like any of you before. I've never met the bird people. I've never
It
met the
does have
dragon
a
people.
little bit to do with Grim's choice in pets.
I think I understand now.
Well, you know, Grim, it is
Much
a
as
bit.
to say,
It's very
good morning,
weird and
Gagnor.
it is very disconcerting. But and you have often been very rude, but you do look after us in a fight. And I know if it came down to it, you would probably have all of our backs. Maybe.
It just seems wasteful not to use the material that is there.
I can see that might be, you know, a sort of you know, that's not what my culture did with our dead people, but
I mean, otherwise she rots and feeds the trees, right?
right, and now she follows us around.
Now she keeps Grim from getting hit. It's very good.
I mean, you know, I feel like maybe she just had it coming. She was kind of really, really, really rude. So
Yeah, well, yeah, that too.
Well, sorry to interrupt all of you, but I finished packing, and I think we should head on.
oh yeah, we've definitely been talking and packing and, you know, ready
No,
to
I'm
go.
saying I finished packing and ready to head on. So just keep.
Did
a
we ever
modicum of
sort out the
attention.
breakfast
I'm
situation? Sorry,
doing.
I know you were arguing.
We moved on. Everybody was distracted. We ate.
This fine Grim has berries anyway.
I'll be part of the berry crew if that's okay.
So yes.
Did they make extra food?
Well, everybody was yelling at each other, and
There was no
Yelling,
yelling.
Just
There's no
loudly
yelling.
explaining
so yes,
things.
of course, Bropsy,
Debating.
you have food because you weren't yelling at everybody and you were here getting food.
Grim wasn't killing. Grim just told little elf man that he was racist.
Actually, had a bite of food handed to him while he was listening on the conversation, and calmly took some food and had his one rejection, got some food. But the other two, you have to eat good berries. Other three, you have to eat good berries.
So while we're walking,
I-
unless anybody has something else to, as we're heading out.
And I'm just gonna make sure I use a spell slot for my good berries.
Oh yeah, did I take my long rest? Hang on. I did not.
The only thing that changes really is my spell slots. So I'm just
Okay.
fine.
So as we sit out and the conversation kind of continues, Seti's clearly kind of struggling with something, and she keeps starting to talk and then just...
For reference, how long do we expect to have until we get to Selindor?
You're not sure specifically. Cal had said that you guys definitely made better time than you expected riding the T-Rex, and that you probably knocked a half day plus off of your travel, which would have already been 2 days left. So he's said that you've at least knocked half a day to a day off. So theoretically, instead of 2 more days of travel, you're down to 1.
Okay. All
This
right.
could be your last day of travel. Again, he said it's harder the closer you get to Selindor.
Okay.
Did we put anything in that jar?
No.
I still have not opened the jar.
No, we opened.
I still vote we put a diamond in the dark 302.
Yeah, the jar had a bunch of arrows in it.
Yep.
That's all it has was arrows?
Well,
had
some of
arrows
them
in it.
were magic, but yeah, it wasn't super exciting. I don't know why she was making a shit ton of arrows, maybe for somebody else. We had the whole debate about that too, is maybe somebody's going to come looking for their magic arrows that they maybe already paid for. But
Yeah, it's definitely not because one of those arrows is 500 gold.
you know, we could put the platinum in there and then, you know, have a bunch of platinum in like a week. Until we decide what to do about, you know, maybe the diamond situation.
If not a diamond, at least some gold.
Well, I think I have another 500 gold ruby on me. I know I gave him one. I don't know if I gave him both. Yeah. I mean, I could put my 500 gold ruby in. Not worth as much as your diamond, but it's worth half as much as your diamond. And
She actually has 2 1,000 gold diamonds. So
well,
in
yeah,
theory,
but
she
we
could
didn't want to waste a diamond. I think we need to hang on to those while we're still sort of low level.
Well,
We
those
can't
diamonds
even
aren't
cast the
used
spell
for, they're not used for low level
Yeah.
revivifies.
Yeah, but as
No,
soon as
they're
we
not.
do get the spell, we want to be able to cast it.
Well, you're
That
not
are-
wasting 1,000 gold diamond on a 50 gold diamond spell.
Yeah,
Oh, what level is the 1,000 gold one?
like the
Level
15th level or something like that.
7 spell or something? It's way up there.
I'm saying 15.
Well, we're level
like
5
you won't
right
get
now.
it to like level 15 or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's
Um,
like
knows?
resurrection or something like that.
Yes.
It's one that you can do like.
All
to
right, look,
anybody
if
who's-
I'm outvoted and you want to put an expensive diamond in, fine. Maybe chat will redeem some rerolls if we botch it and lose our diamond.
I definitely think that it would be Bropsy's decision, wouldn't it? She's the one who is in possession of the diamonds.
Go hard or go home, baby. Put a diamond in that bitch.
All right, so you guys are gonna put a diamond in the jar of multiplicity.
1,000 gold diamond.
The
Okay.
diamond explodes.
Somebody go ahead and write down that you have put it in, and it is AM of day 1.
I will write next to it in the bag of holding
Yeah, so
document.
every day that we wake up in the morning, you're gonna have to add day 2, day 3, day 4.
Well, after a week of that, though, it is then you can open it. If you open it before AM on the 7th day, you can just get your diamond back. It's just cancel.
Okay.
If you open it after that, then it is affected at 1x times result.
The longer we keep it in, the more we could potentially get.
Correct.
So we just
Leave
set
it
it
in there
and
for a year.
forget it.
Goodbye.
Just leave it in there till we get to level 15, and then we'll worry about it.
Goku takes it with him to the hyperbolic
And you
time
roll a
chamber.
0. Well, that was fun. Anyways, so you guys begin your day of travel.
Dum,
Gosh.
dum, da, 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 dum. Dum, 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 da, da,
Dun,
dum.
dun, dun, dun. Somebody roll me a d10.
Oh, I would never do it. I would roll D10.
10.
10.
Great success. Grim wins.
Okay. As you guys are traveling, it seems pretty clear. You see that most of it is actually pretty well flat. There's no more swamps. You can see in the distance some rolling mist. You avoid it easily, and you make a safe day's travel. You don't have an obstacle today, and
That was easy.
so around probably close to like 6 or 7 in the evening is when Cal says, "It's hard to tell exactly, but I think we're getting relatively close to the borders of Selindor. We could push on tonight and make it into the borders, or we can wait till tomorrow morning and brave the mist with a fresh day."
Is it easier with a fresh day to brave the mist, or
I mean, it is what it is. We'll simply have to make it through. There's no other real options there.
it's your call? I'd be the guy just wandering and hoping I find the place.
Well, it's not about that. It's just we could push till we're there, and then probably if we do find the mist, if we find the mist tonight before we go to bed, then we can brave it first thing in the morning, and we'll be in Selindor proper sometime tomorrow in the morning. Or we could wait, and perhaps it'd be tomorrow night that we arrive. We don't know how long it'll be until we actually reach the outskirts.
Right.
So it's up to you. We can push on, or we can take the rest.
Push on. Why waste time?
I think we should go for at least another hour.
Sure.
If we make it to the mist in there, great. If not, well, we stop anyway.
Fair enough. Go ahead and roll me a survival check.
Who's that?
13.
13. You travel on for another hour, and you feel like you're all getting kind of tired. You haven't seen. Cal hasn't said that he's seen what he was looking for yet. So it's up to you. You can push on again. No exhaustion yet, but if you push any more, you will get a point of exhaustion.
No, that's all I'm pushed for was 1 more hour.
Let's chillax.
Okay. So you guys make camp once again. And with that, we'll go ahead and take our break, I guess.
Take a break.
I just want to go pee.
No, that's fair. That's totally fair. Chat, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Thanks for hanging out. We love you. We'll see you on the other side.
So
We're making camp for the night.
Do it and watch. Like who's going what?
As like everyone's getting settled in after dinner and whatever, Seti will pull aside Orin and Rapsy and Mittner, leaving Cleary and Cal and Grim. And she'll just be like, I feel like I should disclose something as we're going into Selindor tomorrow. And I don't quite trust the others to not well, they might not fully grasp what this might mean or something. I don't know. Grim might just blurt it out. You know how he is. But Oren, you told me a little bit about your father, and we talked a little bit back on the past about kind of both growing up in isolation with lots of books and aphorisms. And
Yep.
my mother's it's a small village, but there's no leader per se. There's a council and stuff, and she's an important person in the village. And I never really knew who my father was, but well, you've kind of seen what I can do a little bit. I like to sneak around and learn things and hide and play games and gossip and make friends. And there was one day I was eavesdropping on my mother during what I thought was a business meeting, she was talking to a guy that was my dad. And he said some stuff. Not a very nice guy. But I think it was Lord Iris from the Fae Court. Like, really important. I don't know what you guys know about the Fae, but big Fae person. And I'm really worried that whatever Lady Hyacinth, I mean, they keep calling me half-breed, right? It's because I'm half Fae, and it's annoying. But I think what I'm worried that whatever her interest in me is maybe some kind of political, or maybe she's working for him, or against him, or maybe she doesn't know, she can just sense something. I just thought other people should know that there might be another level to this, and I don't know if it's a good one or a bad one. It's definitely going to be a complicated one. I don't know, it's been on my mind a lot and I don't know what to make of it. He basically said I was boring. Like a pretty butterfly, but all I do is flap around and die in a day. That's not what he said, but that was my impression. I guess if he's Fae, he lives a lot longer than I do, so maybe that was his point.
This makes sense now. Grim understands. The reason she wants all these boyfriends
I don't want
is because of daddy issues.
I don't want boyfriends, and I was fine without knowing anything. It was fine. I mean, it was a boring childhood. I had to make a lot of my own fun, but it was fine. And then he shows up and just a jerk. But it's fine. I don't care. I just worry that Lady Hyacinth cares. Or
Sounds like you don't care at all.
I thought Grim wasn't here.
apparently his high passive perception. He's picked it up
wait.
anyway.
I didn't hear the part where I wasn't.
It's fine.
Grim is
It's fine.
not here.
You heard nothing.
I mean, I do have a 17 passive perception.
Well, if it becomes an issue, it becomes an issue. Until then, I'm not sure we can worry too much about it.
I'm going to worry any because I worry about everything, and I'm just going to keep second guessing what the hell Lady Hyacinth wants from me. But I just thought I shouldn't be the only one knowing this in case, I don't know, in case something weird happens or.
I mean,
Thank you for telling us.
nothing but weird things have happened since we've all been together.
Nothing weird has happened at all.
What was your
It's all
life
been
like
weird.
before we all met the Mittner? That none of this is weird to you because we've been enslaved by frogs who then turned into like multicolor, like weird people things.
Okay.
And
Strange things.
We made
have
friends with a big giant lizard with short
happened.
arms.
That was magic. I know what magic is. That was magic.
Okay, well, I've never done anything like that before. I did not know that would work. That was the first for me.
Growing up, we had lots of stories. So these are all interesting things, but they don't quite match the stories. So
You know that stories are usually aggrandized from what actually happened, though, right?
nonsense.
I had a lot of stories growing up too, but
Mhm.
they're more religious than anything else. So I don't know whether they're real.
All of ours were real.
What? Okay, out of character. What's Mittner's intelligence again?
His intelligence is an 11. He's not dumb.
I think an 11 would know, but okay.
It's also a dragonborn. They have their
There's a
stories
difference
about their
between
heroes, and they
intelligence.
definitely happen.
You could still be smart and be like a faithful person.
Okay, he believes in Santa, I'm sure.
Santa.
You don't know what his stories are.
I can kind of relate to how you feel, though, Seti.
Yeah?
I mean, I didn't know my mother, never met her. I was raised by priests in the temple, and turns out my father's a celestial who visits me when I sleep. It's pretty weird.
That is pretty weird.
I'll give you that one wasn't in our stories.
So apparently I'm half celestial, whatever that means. But that would explain the glowing, I guess.
Yeah,
Always
I mean,
wondered about that myself.
have you done any like research or reading into what celestial means, or or talk to your father about it?
Not really.
I can understand that. After I learned,
There wasn't much info about it at the temple. And if there was, they hid it from me.
Yeah, I went looking into everything I could learn about the Fae. I managed to learn Sylvan. I'm not really good at it, but passable. But yeah, where I was, the stories and the history and the literature was pretty thin. And maybe a little too generalized, as we learned.
I think the priest liked having me there as a symbol more than anything.
Hmm. That's not very nice. But I did raise you and made you who you are, a little bit.
Maybe partly. I used to sneak off a lot, though.
Yeah.
Actually, that's how I met Brupsy.
Did you get
He's just looking up with him with like motherly pride.
Did you like
She caught me in the woods.
getting into trouble?
Well, let's just say I was spreading my wings.
Oh, like literally.
Yeah.
That must be nice.
It wasn't something I did too often, but I liked to try them out, and it felt fun flying around. Even how briefly it lasts, but still fun.
It's weird how much we have in common. I think that's kind of what I'm doing. I left home without telling anybody. I didn't say goodbye. I didn't leave any notes. I didn't tell anybody, not even my best friend. And just slipped away in the night. I didn't even steal a boat because I didn't want them to know that I stole a boat and had gone to the mainland. So I swam a long way. But I felt like I had to get away from there. It was too small and not honest with me, and I needed to spread my wings. Of course, if I knew it was going to be like this, maybe I would have had second thoughts. Big scary goat monsters and giant lizards and being enslaved by frogs.
Yeah,
Not
I really didn't know what to expect out in the world. But
this was not it. I never read anything about frogs.
Sounds like a Tuesday.
Well, I'm glad you're here,
definitely
Mittner.
Did not prepare me for this.
It's at least somebody here knows what to expect out in the world. Yeah, I wasn't prepared either. Book learning only gets you so far.
Good that we have our well-traveled friend here, Mittner.
All I can say is this world likes to knock you down. You just got to get back up and keep going.
Yeah.
How you choose to do it, that's you got to decide that.
It's kind of what I was telling myself back when we were slaves. Like, well, maybe today's the day that it gets better.
And eventually it'll be true.
I mean, I guess I had it the easiest back in that village.
Yeah, they seem to like you a lot.
I got the good food and to hang out in the palace.
I mean, only got like poisoned once, but... And the kids were cute once you got to know them, but man, they were a lot.
And to be honest, the food was actually better than some of the stuff I've had before.
like tea.
Oh, that was actually fantastic.
Sometimes it really sucks being a vegetarian. The frog village was not a good place to be vegetarian.
Well,
Almost everything they eat was not vegetarian.
Same could be said of you guys though. There's a lot of meat being cooked. I'm living on berries here. It's fine, it works, but it's very unsatisfying.
Perhaps you totally started the journey with like a big satchel of seed.
Oh, I definitely had granola with me, like trail mix and stuff. It's probably long gone by now though.
are we doing this at night? Is this when this conversation?
Yeah, I was
happened?
kind of picturing like some other people have already gone to bed. So some of us were going to take first watch, and then I was like, hey, before.
Yeah, that seems to be. That was what I was taking it as.
I just made sure I knew what time
And it
it
was very specifically away from NPCs. So.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well,
And Grim.
Sorry, Sumner.
Grim.
I don't think Zeddy trusts Grim.
It just was, apparently. I was not a part of it.
we
Maybe it's because Grim wasn't there for most of the Grimbulala.
Or it could be because he has a pet
Grim
zombie.
can't keep a fucking secret. He doesn't
Grim
know what
hasn't-
subtlety means.
Grim has no people skills.
If there's ever something important that I definitely want out in the world, Grim will be the first to know.
And then everyone else.
Okay, so were you guys splitting up into groups for watch, or?
I'll stay up
Yeah.
for the first watch.
I will stay up as well for first. I like uninterrupted sleep.
Me too. It's actually because last night was jarring. I had middle watch, and it was like I could not fall back asleep afterwards.
I'll keep having last watch because you know I'm an early bird.
I will go for a second watch and hopefully not have any crazy dreams.
How much psychic damage did everybody just take? Okay.
I think you mean how powerful was that pun?
Perhaps he has a brain.
What?
Nothing. So, first watch. Go ahead and make your perception checks.
Big money, no whammy. That's performance. Persuasion.
Yeah, you performed the shit out of that watch.
Hey, I rolled an 18 on that one.
I got a 14. But my passive is. Was it 24?
Stupidly high.
Nothing seems to be amiss during your watch time. In the far distance, you do see mist turning. But it doesn't seem close enough to you yet to be a real threat. So, what do you want to do during your watch other than that?
So do you think this goat thing you guys have seen is following us, or?
I think it has to be. I mean, it was Oran's dream, but assuming he told me everything or that I've understood correctly, he's definitely hunting something we're carrying, and I think it's the book. So yeah, it'll probably be following us.
Do you think it'll follow us into the city?
Maybe. I don't know what to expect in the city. I don't know what kind of protection they might have, or if this thing's something wild that doesn't like cities. I'm hoping somebody there will know more about it. I mean, they live in the freaking Lurkwood. They have to know about the Lurkwood. All the
Our
stuff that
guy
might be out
didn't
there.
know about the giant lizard.
Yeah, that's true.
Nothing against him. He seems a decent enough man, but obviously he doesn't even know what's out here, and he was the guide.
Yeah, but he's not a scholar. Maybe they have scholars that know more, even if they aren't guides, you know?
Maybe.
I mean, I think we're probably all on the same page that when we get there, we go with Cal to turn in the cauldron, and I need to talk to Lady Hyacinth. But I don't know, what are our plans? Just learn about things and try to stay safe and maybe help Greed?
I didn't really have any plans. You guys seem to be interesting and things happen around you, so I plan on sticking around at least, And you kept me from jumping off of a cliff, so I still feel that I owe you something.
Oh no, I mean, you've definitely saved my life too. I think what we all owe each other is just... We're friends now, right? And I didn't have any
Yes.
plans, I just wanted to see the world, and I've seen it, but clearly there's a
Well.
lot to learn still.
How about until you decide to go home, we travel together?
Yeah, I like that. We work well together, We've... Yeah, even Cleary now. Although I think he should find some place safe and stay there.
I think he needs a... Yes. He can still be part of whatever this is, but maybe where he
Friendship.
can stay behind a wall or...
He did do
just
really good.
safe.
I'm so proud of him, though. He was like a trembling leaf when we met him, and then he did really great in that fight with the big tree, even though he almost died.
Yeah. He seems like a good person, too.
Yeah. And I guess
But
Cal. I don't know.
I think also he would be happier if he could, paint, doodle, whatever that is he's doing all the time, where he could, leave it as a work in progress, maybe, versus having to stuff it back in his backpack.
Man, his backpack, he definitely overpacked. Definitely needs some lessons on being an adventurer if that's what he wants to do. But yeah, hopefully Selindor will keep him busy and happy for a while. And maybe we can get him back home one of these days. And the kids too, if Sean has any family left somewhere.
Well,
I guess we actually have a lot of things we could do. There's a lot on our plates. If we wanted.
I think we need to have a better understanding of what's causing this. Just kind of gestures towards like everyone sleeping.
Yeah. Definitely. I don't know what I'm gonna do if nobody in Selindor can help us. I've kind of had my entire, all my hopes pinned on it. I don't know what the next step is if everybody there's like, can't help you, sorry.
Then we beat it out of them.
You know what? You're to the point.
All right, so
Can't
as
believe
you
we kicked the
guys,
frog off a balcony together. Yeah.
as you guys finish up your watch, you see the mist has rolled slightly closer, but not in any way a threatening range.
Yeah.
And you go to wake up the people on second watch, who are Oren and... No, not Oren.
Yep.
Yes, Oren.
Mhm.
Oren and...
My Grim can wake up. Grim is fine to wake up.
All right, Oren and Grim are woken up for their watch in the middle.
Because
Go
we know
ahead and...
Orin is bad at perceiving.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me your perception checks for your watch.
Natural 20 for 24.
Well, I rolled a 9, so there. But my passive is 17, so there.
Yeah, so you notice the mist too, and you can see that it is moving closer during your watch. Again, not in a threatening way, but it is like sort of slowly, very slowly, like this sort of like wall of mist, just sort of heading in your direction in general. But it's even throughout the entire watch, it won't reach any sort of threatening range of you. Is there anything you'd like to do during your watch?
No, nothing in particular.
There's nothing to do.
Okay. All right, so your watch goes by mostly uneventful. By the end of your watch, the mist is definitely closer, but again, not within a threatening range. Third watch.
I think that's Mittner and
Mittner is
Brapsy.
already up.
Oh,
So
Brapsy. and-
Brapsy and either Cal.
Brapsy, and who do you wake up to do watch with you? Brapsy, Cleary or Cal?
I think Cal would be more suited.
Okay. So you wake up, Cal. He's like, oh, hello. Sorry, I was enjoying one night of sleeping in, I suppose. Usually I stay up quite late doing these watches. But yeah. Good morning, I suppose. Propsy, right? The bird?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, madam. Go ahead and roll perception. Or do you want me to?
I can do it. Just give me 1 sec.
He's been traveling with you for like 4 days, and he's like, "Oh, pleasure to meet you."
I know, right?
They haven't really talked.
Perception is 20.
20, wow. He rolled a... I don't even have him open. I'm going to say it's like a 15. He's probably got at least a +2. All right. So, during your watch, is there anything you would like to do?
My baby Drake is still sleeping, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna let it sleep then. I don't think there's anything I can do.
Well, you have a very interesting group.
Mm-hmm. You travel with a lot of groups?
Not so much. I've been quite a bit alone for some time, but it's nice every once in a while to know that someone has your back.
That it is.
Well, maybe someday I'll find a group like you found yours.
I don't imagine it would be hard for you. You're fairly likable.
Oh, thank you. I wasn't aware. Good. Nice. And he stares off into the distance. During your watch, you can see that the mist is rolling closer and closer, and at some point, Cal says, "Oh yes. Well, we shall definitely make it to Selindor early tomorrow. It's on its
Yeah.
way."
I'm sorry. It's on its way?
Yes. Do you see that wall of mist?
Mm-hmm.
Obscure, it's almost completely opaque.
Mm-hmm.
That is the outer boundary of Selindor.
And the boundary moves?
Yes. Lurkwood is a strange place, and especially around Selindor.
Okay, just for clarity. Does Selindor also move or just the boundary?
It's hard to say, honestly. In a place like this, either Selindor moves, its boundary moves, or perhaps we are moving now. There's no way to be certain in a place like this. That said, I like to think of it as Selindor is just kind of riding the waves around here and is in search of new additions to its ranks. Tries to recruit creatures. That's my theory, anyways, as to why people walk off the cliffs. It's the call of Selindor itself.
How long has Selindor been around?
I couldn't tell you. To be honest with you, only the inner circle even knows anything about what Selindor is really for, why it exists. I know a bit. I know the rudimentary amount that comes with my closeness with those of the Solarum and the Lunessa. My closeness with Lady Hyacinth, mostly my folly with her, but hopefully to be repaired thanks to all of you.
Folly with her?
suppose at this point there's no reason to hide it. I did a bit of business with the competition. I'm sort of a freelancer, as it were. But Lady Hyacinth had taken a bit of an interest in me and was thinking about making me, well, quite similar to what your friend Seti is. She wanted to
Oh.
bring me into her own fold, and right before that, I had really quite recently done a little bit of work for the House Salam, and that did not rub her the right way. It's my own fault. I'm a bit flirty with the Fae. I know
So,
they're impressed with me.
Selindor has a number of high houses, and they're all
Oh,
meeting?
yes.
I don't
I
exactly
suppose I could
understand the
help you out
structure of it.
a little bit. Well, at odds with one another, there's the Solarum and Linessa. They are two opposite houses of the Nexium. There's also the Commoner, which, as it sounds, is the Common Knights. It's basically for people like you. You'd be allowed in there. Well, you specifically, you're quite exotic, but I mean those of the common world. Sort of the greeting ground.
Uh-huh.
There's also House Necrom. House Necrom, of course, is again the shady people, as I think you people thought of them. But
Mhm.
they also lie in their house within the Nexium. Beyond that, there's plenty of residential areas throughout the forests. There's the Crystal Undercity, which is quite exhilarating to visit, although it is filled with plenty of drow and many of that nature. So it's a dark place, I would say.
Mhm.
And the rest of it is quite a bit more difficult, as it moves about quite commonly, even within the city itself. But there's the Underwhelm, there's the... I don't have my map up, I'm just sort of reading different houses and stuff. There's the Citadel, the floating Citadel, and I mean, there's quite a number of places. The Brass
Did you say
Tower.
floating citadel?
Oh, yes. Yes, there's a Citadel that sort of... it's one of a few islands that fly through the sky and surround the
A
great shield
few.
of Nexium.
Hmm.
Anyways, there's not much point in telling you about it. Sometimes you'll never find the location that I've described or go looking for it. It could be somewhere else entirely. And we'll just have to see what gate we arrive at.
Huh. Interesting.
Well, I've been feeling very chatty this morning. I kept telling the others I didn't want to ruin the surprise of the place, but here I am. Well, eye sharp. Morning will come quite soon. You should be ready before entering Selindor for the first time.
Think we're as ready as we can be.
I hope so. And with that, your watch goes through without any additional complications, just the
Lovely.
little bit of what you see coming your direction. The rest of you are roused to consciousness, and as you see some few 100 yards away, there's a wall of swirling mist, thicker than any of the mist you've seen so far, rolling its way towards you ever so slowly. But the morning is yours.
Breakfast?
Breakfast! I could really use a bit of egg this morning, if that's all right. Is anybody else up for
Robsy
egg?
will glare.
It never even occurred to me. Sorry. I didn't know you laid eggs.
This is why I'm
Excuse
vegetarian.
me?
You never know who you're going to offend with your eating habits. The trees get
Very
offended.
difficult to navigate this world. The more I think about it.
So, but if you eat plants and we encounter a talking plant of that variety,
Well,
Oh
you mean
yes.
a talking berry? I've never met a talking berry before. I mean, maybe
I
they're out
never
there.
met a
I've
talking
seen.
tree before, and then they tried to kill us.
You should be aware there are plenty of talking berries in Selindor.
Really? Are
Oh,
you?
yeah.
Are you? Insight check. Is he joking?
I get insight check.
Everything
would
can
also
talk
like
if
to
magic's
insight.
involved.
Is he joking? I got a 21.
Let me see what she gets as well.
I can't find my fucking sheet. Insight. There it is. 21.
Nice.
I gotta find this up. Just in case.
Either deception or persuasion.
Caliendo Esperanza. As far as you can tell, he's telling the truth.
Well, then what the hell
either
am I
way-
supposed to eat?
You look at it this way: everything eats something else. You just have to decide what you're least upset by eating.
Yes, that's true. That said, again, the screams are audible.
From plants.
Mittner
from
like
the
puts his
berries,
ear down to a leaf, like
I mean, yeah.
There are-
I
Like, think of it this way: there are dryads. Dryads, in particular, do not appreciate you eating plants. They'd much prefer you eat the meaty creatures that trample on the lands. It's really difficult to do anything without offending somebody in this world.
I guess that makes sense. And like the trees we met, they weren't the nice trees, but they did clearly have.
I will say
consciousness.
this: that pot that we got earlier, I know we haven't really been using it.
The big cauldron that Grimm's carrying around?
Yes.
Yeah.
That particular artifact, I feel, is the most guilt-free eating you could possibly do.
It
Not
is
in the
magic
blueberry.
food. Nobody.
Did you say
Magically created.
we just have to
Unless
add water?
the meat just comes from somewhere.
I think it's fair to assume that doesn't just slaughter cows and create it. I mean, it's possible.
Just takes pieces of cows from somewhere, just toss it in the pot.
So
Well,
for
it's like,
today's-
where do your berries come from? Do you make berries and they disappear off a tree somewhere? Or they just appear, they're magic berries?
Well, I could grow the berries. That's easy.
I don't want to know where you grow the berries.
I absolutely don't want to know where you grow the berries. Well,
They grow from, well,
before we get too deep into this berry culture, there's something very important that we should discuss. We are on the precipice of entering Selindor.
Yeah.
Like, quite literally the precipice. In fact, when he looks and he turns towards the mist, he says, we probably have less than an hour before we're entering Selindor if we do nothing. So,
But we haven't moved.
Propsy, would you care to explain? I don't like talking about the same thing twice.
That fog wall right there, that is the border of Selindor. It moves, or we move, because nobody understands the Lurkwood, but the point is, it's pretty close to us.
So the
Thank you.
fog reaches us and we're in Selindor? This isn't the mean nasty fog that has all the monsters in it?
Again, the fog reaches us, and we're in Selindor, or we are not in Selindor. It is very, very important that you have somebody who is skilled, or a lot of luck, if you want to enter Selindor.
Right.
Now-
So do we wait for it or do we
It's very important that you know that tying yourselves together will not get you through this mist together. As I'm sure you found out as travelers of the past.
Yeah.
That said, holding of hands should work well enough. But if the gap is broken even for a moment, chances are you'll be left alone. So I'll give you a bit of information before we get too far into this. Always look for the bright turquoise mist.
Right?
That is
Turquoise mist.
I'm going to. Actually, no, I'll wait for a sec. After this, I'm going to speak with animals and convey this to the drinking case.
okay. If you get separated from one another, if you get lost, head for the bright turquoise mist.
Okay.
One way or another, hopefully, you should arrive either back out in the Lurkwood or back in Selindor. There are things to avoid. Very specifically, do not go towards the orange mist.
Turquoise good, orange bad.
Yes, I mean, most of them are not great, but very specifically stay away from the orange mist. It's
Why?
the least common to survive. Well,
Oh.
I'm not really sure, it's just nobody really comes back. I've seen many come back from some of the other colors. Now, it's very important that you realize that there is a bright turquoise, but there is also a green color, and those are not to be confused. Also, there is a pale blue, which is very similar. When you see the blue next to the green, it is very easy to mistake them for turquoise. But don't, because bright turquoise is its very own thing.
Is it specifically how bright it is? Is that what sets it apart? Aside from being turquoise, are the others also
I have
bright?
a map
Or
to show you what exactly it looks like. But think
Or
of it.
maybe Cleary
grab
could
your
just draw
paint.
some colors.
Oh yes, Cleary. Do you think you can help me out here? And they talk for a second, and let's see what Cleary can do. Is this close to maybe what you're thinking of? Sure. It's like that, but much brighter,
okay.
and it's turquoise. It's fucking turquoise.
So basically,
I-
bright turquoise good, everything else bad, but especially orange. If you have to go somewhere other than bright turquoise, do not go into the orange.
Very much so. Avoid the orange.
Okay. This is all very weird, but Mittner, is there anything like this in your stories? Is this just another Tuesday for you?
This might be a Thursday, but no, there was nothing specifically
Okay.
about colored fog in any stories that I remember.
As you guys are having this conversation, Cal is quickly packing everything up to get ready to go.
Mm-hmm. Rolling up the bedroll.
So he accidentally rolls
Grim up.
Grim just straight up into a bedroll.
Grim won't get lost.
Okay.
All right.
So I guess
Hold hands.
hold hands. I'll be at the lead. What order do you guys want to go in?
I will, I guess, awkwardly take his hand and offer a hand back.
I'll go next.
It says, I will say this is the most touchy-feeling thing you will ever do in Selindor.
I guess I'll go next with
People don't like holding hands
Steady.
in Selindor.
Well, I'm just saying, it's sort of out of necessity.
But-
It's
And I'm not sure I like holding his hand. Nothing against you, Cal.
Oh, fair enough.
Look, it's for safety, right? And no big deal.
We'll grab onto Arn's hand, I suppose. He's after.
And then and then Cleary should grab Bratsy's hand, and Bratsy grabs the lizard's hand, and I grab the lizard's hand, and then I grab zombie hand.
Okay.
Wonderful.
That way, we minimize the stinkiness.
No one has to hold the zombie's hand.
Or Grims.
Our Grims.
Oh, exactly. This works the best.
That is quite a line. Well, good luck, everyone. Hopefully, I will see you soon. And you watch, as he says this, he just turns to look at you, and you watch as the mist, as it hits him, you can't see him anymore.
as it approaches me, I just start going.
Yeah, just kind of like makes a little, like you're infecting it, but then
We-
it quickly.
We get it, Mittner, you vape.
At like you know,
This is like
1
anti-vape.
mile per hour or something like that. It's really, really slow, but even at 1 mile per hour, it just and it encompasses Mittner, and you lose sight of Mittner. Encompasses Seti, and you lose sight of Seti. Orin, Cleary, Bropsy, a lizard, Grim, a zombie. All you can make out is the hand of the person in front of you, and the beginning of their arm, the rest of them is gone. You look behind you, the same thing.
I might
There's
only have a
noise.
zombie arm left.
Yeah, there's noise all around you, but it's just wind in a twirling vortex of sound. Looking all around you in every direction, you see colors appearing in all directions. You see a swirling mist of a myriad of colors that range all the way from black to opalescent white. You feel yourself being jerked, one after the other, in different directions. Bropsy, make me a perception check.
Okay, 1 sec. 7.
Okay. With 7, you are continuously moving through the fog, and for a second you feel a bit of a hard tug behind you.
I hold on to Tiny's crossbow.
Make me a strength check.
Shit. I'm so scared. No! That's 4. No! Somebody save me! Somebody! Chat, help!
I'm trying to.
Chat, my
I
baby!
never launched the game. I want to see what you rolled.
4, 0 to 4.
Oh boy.
Chat!
Chat seems very quiet. I don't know what to say.
Not a very strong burp.
As that happens, you lose grip of the lizard behind you.
There.
No, it's too late. It's too late.
It's okay.
Aw. I had
She lo-
type.
You lose grip of the lizard behind you.
I hate you.
You begin reaching out, feeling, and as you do, make another strength check for the person ahead of you.
Oh no.
Oh
17.
no.
17. Who's ahead of you?
I think it's Seti.
It's
Orange.
Cleary.
Oh,
Cleary, yeah.
Oh, it's Cleary. Okay, you lose his hand too.
Oh.
Way to go, Cleary.
You feel this massive jerk, and even stronger than what happened to the lizard, just break. You find yourself alone in the midst.
No.
Looking ahead of you, you see something moving.
So scared the burb.
It seems to be almost like this strange twister of color merging and twisting together, and behind it you see clouds of starlight and darkness. And as you look, you see a hand reaching out,
Oh.
opalescent skin
Oh.
lit underneath, as hair begins flowing as if underwater. The horns, the eyes, as this goat-like creature, this fawn.
Can I cast Pass Without
begins-
Trace?
Yes, you can. Go ahead and cast it.
Okay.
His way out of this strange, what looks like a tear in reality, ripping his way inside, and you can see he's convulsing as he pulls himself in.
Jesus Christ. Do I need to do anything for that, or do I just roll stealth?
Roll stealth. Yeah.
Yeah, plus 10. And Marcus is
26.
plus up.
Is that with the plus 10?
Yeah.
Okay, so darkness begins to envelop you as you fall to the ground almost as quickly as you can. And it's strange because he's dozens of feet away, and yet you can still see him breaking through this mist. He begins looking. And he looks around, and for a second you think, I've done it. I'm hidden. And then his eyes. All of you, Cleary and the lizard, are the ones that lose Bropsy, and you hear Cleary say, I lost her. I lost her. You don't even hear this, Bropsy. And Aaron, you can hear Cleary behind you saying this.
Lost who?
Bropsy, I lost Bropsy. And then you hear out in the mist. All of you hear it. What do you do?
What can we do? Weren't we
Hang
told
on.
to just follow the turtles?
Cal, you hear that?
At that volume, you can barely hear her, Mittner.
I try to tug. Just like...
I will respond with like tugging his hand. Like whatever I feel from her, tug him.
What is it?
I don't know. Something.
I mean, does it sound like what I heard before? Do I know it's the goat?
Oh, yeah.
It's the goat monster!
It sends shivers straight up your spine.
I just yelled at...
Yeah, and I'll just relay to Cal. Like, goat monster?
I don't know what that thing is, but what's important is that we head towards the turquoise mist. If you're going to separate, do that. Otherwise, stay linked. Hopefully she knows what she's doing. Actually, you didn't mention that. Hopefully anybody gets separated, they know what they're doing.
He says we should keep going.
Can I try to, like, pull on the hand to my left, Oren?
Yep.
Just, like, try to get him and Mittner to link up?
Sure. Make a strength check.
And I mean, I'll say that too, like, you guys link up!
Okay, do it with advantage.
Strength check. 19.
19. She pulls your guys' hands closer together. There's a little bit of tug. Clear's
I'm
like,
not gonna let go, but I'm gonna put Cal's hand to him, to Arn.
Okay, so Cal, Aaron, you're holding Cal's hand.
Double link up.
No, so I'm letting go of Cal. I'm not letting go of Seti.
Okay. As you do that, so he's like, Seti, you notice he's doing this. It's pretty obvious.
I can't take. It won't. What I want to do won't work if you can't. Just get to Selindor and.
It's too late. You've already lost the other two.
Shit. What about these colors? Can we see the colors? Can we see?
There are colors everywhere. There's dusty, deep gray. There's this bright, blinding white,
and
pale blue.
The
There's
sound was
brown color and bright gold.
Meanwhile,
the sound
Grim
was all
and the lizard and the zombie are just in Selindor, like, what?
No, that's the thing. You hear and see nothing. You're grabbed onto a lizard that's just walking.
Walking with a lizard and a zombie. I don't know nothing. I'm between two things that are not going to communicate.
You can see one thing in front of you, so you got nothing.
Wait, what color is the lizard again? Is the lizard like turquoise or blue?
It's blue.
It's blue.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure to tell the lizard that it needs to go for turquoise. Bright turquoise.
Make a persuasion check.
With advantage.
With advantage.
Because tongue of decent whatever. Oh god, a 10.
But still,
10. Okay. All right.
I mean, it's hopefully it won't take much convincing.
Okay. Uh, okay. So currently you're traveling through colorless mist. You haven't seen any. You see other colors, like sort of like, well, but you're like avoiding those. I assume they seem to be getting pulled in a decent direction. All right. So, what are you doing there, Seti?
Well,
And
So I still have like so we see all these colors. We
so you
heard.
heard that one scream.
Can
and
we
then you-
see the goat thing? Can we tell which direction it's coming from? Is there any kind
Make me a
of?
survival check for direction.
Oh boy.
both of us, or just
You can do it separately, or you can aid in one of you take
I
advantage.
will aid.
22.
22. You see what looks like the flapping of wings and something reaching out towards it,
All right.
back into the right. But I'm going to cut to Brobsy.
Oh, shit.
Brobsy, this thing begins tearing forward, and then it sees you. Its eyes lock onto you, and it begins reaching out in your direction. What do you do?
Well, I'm gonna try to locate turquoise.
Okay, make me a perception check with disadvantage.
Oh, lovely. 16.
Yeah, that's a good way to roll if you're gonna have disadvantage.
You do see turquoise.
Mm-hmm.
Ahead of you, past the creature, you see the turquoise.
I fucking passed it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's probably no more than maybe 30 yards away. So like 90 feet.
Could I like try to circle around it to get closer to the turquoise without directly passing it?
You can certainly try. Make me a athletics check.
Okay, well, before I try that, I would like to try to talk to it.
Okay. What are you saying?
I hear that you want something from us, something that we have. We don't understand. We don't understand. We mean you no harm. I hope you don't mean me harm. I don't. Can you talk? Well,
You know this thing has tried to kill us on multiple occasions.
oh, did it? I don't.
Oh yeah, you know.
I was
You're
gone
well
for
aware of
episode.
that.
It begins convulsing as it walks through the mist and starts heading towards
Okay,
you.
I'm gonna make my athletics check now. That's a.
As you try to fly around this creature, you watch as its limb elongates out towards you. And as it grabs onto your foot,
Is there?
this is when you guys see her.
Okay, so immediately I let off an Eldritch Blast, just right at it.
Make an attack roll.
My plan changed. 26.
26. So as you fire this Eldritch Blast off, you've hit this creature before. You know how weak it is.
Oh.
Well, you've hit it before and it stumbled.
Yeah.
As it strikes into this creature this time, you watch as it collides against its flesh and sparks off, and it just turns and looks at you. Unaffected.
If I get another action, I would
We
like
can
to.
get an attack again.
Well, I blast that off to get its attention, and then I cast Suggestion.
Okay.
And I attempt to suggest, leave her alone. It's
Does
a-
that,
This is not the verb you're looking for.
yeah. It's a wisdom save of 16.
natural 20.
Come on.
Hey.
Yeah.
Win them all, I guess.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm just charging towards her, and
As we charge, I'll do a breath attack at it.
Okay. Is this just a reflex save?
Dex DC of 15.
It succeeds.
So it takes. It still does 5 damage. I don't know if that's relevant though.
I mean, basically, no.
Well, yeah. I didn't know if it'd be like, wait, that tickled. Like,
Yeah, it's just like the electricity just like crosses and arcs across its body. Seems less effective than you would have
How-
expected.
How long is its arm stretched out?
About 10 feet.
Okay. Can I cast Thunder Wave?
Sure.
Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you. Does that reach them?
I mean, yeah.
Okay,
It's
okay.
tempting you. It's gonna hit it.
On a failed save, a creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from
What's
you.
the save?
That's a good question. Con 15?
Cocked. Natural 3. That's a failure. He's gonna use his legendary resistance to succeed anyway.
God damn it.
I kind of figured.
We're just running in
So
towards
is it-
Propsy.
As you hit it with the, you see like just the arc of the thunder. There's this loud across the entire thing. Just this like hits everything, and you guys, every
wait.
single one of you can hear the thunderclap.
It
What's
still
that?
takes half of the damage.
I know.
Well, I didn't roll for the damage.
I mean, you can. This is going to be.
I don't think it matters.
Doesn't matter. Okay, fine, whatever.
I mean, it's got hundreds of hit points, so you can keep trying if you want. But
If it doesn't matter, fine.
I mean, you can do damage. You could stop here and try to fight it in the mist. Everybody with their disadvantage attacks.
It takes 5.
So it takes 3. So as you guys see this, you see this clap of thunder. You guys are now within reach of her, and you can see the turquoise mist behind you, just 5 feet to your left.
If I can literally reach Propsy. Yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna go first.
Okay.
You guys are within range of it.
Well, we've all done a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you all turn. So as you guys begin to approach it, it begins pulling Propsy in, and it just takes its other hand and gestures. Your bag of holding begins to pull at your shoulder and begins stretching out towards it. And
Can
as
I
it
thunder wave
begins-
again?
Well, it's still doing its thing.
Okay.
And as it does, it looks you in the eyes and needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Lovely.
You said
I have
all of us can
advantage
hear
on
that, right?
You could all hear the sound of the thunder wave.
Okay, can we like try and move towards it or something?
If you want to break free of the lizard, you can.
No, I was just gonna move with the like I don't know. Well, maybe the lizard will.
The lizard's going the last place you told it to go.
Just keep the baby safe.
I mean, I have a
Wait.
spell that could probably save you.
Wait, I'm curious now. My wisdom save on D&D Beyond is +7, but in Roll20 it's a 6?
Roll20 is probably not updated for your current level. Always go with D&D Beyond if there's
Okay,
a
well,
disagreement.
That
Don't
would
you
be
have
an
advantage on
18
that
then.
too?
18. So you feel something cold
Uh-huh.
pierce into your chest. And as it does, you feel as if for a second your life is just going to fade away from you.
Oh.
But then you breathe deep and you find yourself, your vision blurry, looking around, and you're able to resist it and fight it off. Who's going?
I think
I think it would be you.
Yeah.
Seti.
so. If I can, am I within range of Propsy in terms of like I can reach out and
move
touch
within
her?
range of her. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm running in. I kind of just slap her on the side and cast invisibility, and she and everything she's holding goes completely invisible.
Okay, he's in
that's-
contact with her. Does that matter?
I don't think so. I mean, he can, he still knows he's holding something,
Yeah,
but,
he still knows he's holding her.
but she's completely invisible. And
Okay, she's invisible.
and I basically just, if I can, use like the rest of my movement and my momentum to just throw myself on his face. Not his horns.
Make,
Not impaling myself on his horns.
make an athletics check.
Natural one. Shit.
Yeah, so you're gonna go ahead and take.
I did a reroll.
No, I'm not letting you guys fuck with this one. You take 25 points of piercing damage as you land on his horn.
That's okay.
Oh.
And as he
But
does,
I'm on his face. Am I on his face?
yeah, you can see that his mouth starts to open, and as it stretches, the flesh almost snaps slightly, and you can see his like sharp teeth reaching out, trying to bite you, but you're just like pressing against his horn is through your abdomen.
I'm just clinging onto him, trying to like cover his face up and just kind of like give him an obstacle to contend with.
Okay. You're not grappling him because you're
Yeah,
rolled a natural one and you're impaled on it.
sure.
But I'm gonna say
Steady the donut.
Okay. Are you doing anything there, Mittner?
Like you muted.
No, I'm
No,
thinking. I'm
He's
thinking.
He just does that sometimes. He goes,
That's thinking face.
Yeah, it's, oh shit, we're in this thing's face. Because initially, like, I was like, all right, we're close. We'll just grab her and try and run. And it's like, now she's invisible. I can't grab her because I can't see her.
I mean, maybe you can see the other thing holding her, and you know more or less where she is. Like,
Right, but I feel like that would be difficult. But I can see it. So I guess
Yes, but what else can you see?
It.
Never mind. I'm not gonna meta.
No, like I definitely. No, like as a player, I know exactly what I want to do, but in game, it's like, I guess since I wanted to try and let go of her, I'm gonna try and grab its like other horn because I guess I'd be on that side and just like try and grapple its head.
sure. Make a athletics check.
Athletics.
Can we have 3 consecutive athletic natural ones?
That's a 14.
Natural 20.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry.
Well, because we're not like it's one of those like we're not in combat. Combat rules kind of
No,
apply.
it's kind of like just competitive roles is all.
Right.
And you can deal damage to him.
Well, I mean, technically, I could in combat. I could try a second time, but yeah,
no, you grappling is 1.
I get 2 attacks.
Yeah, but your 2 attacks are 1 action, aren't they?
It's I can do.
Yeah, the 2 attacks are 1 action. 2 attacks is 1 action.
Depends on if grappling counts as an attack or a full action.
Grapple
That's
takes the
what it
place of the attack, but it can take place of one of the attacks.
I'd have to look it up.
But I'm not. That's why I'm not nitpicky. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
I don't
Anyways.
know.
So yeah, you leap onto its horns, begin wrenching its head to the side, but then just and like throws, and you grab Seti, and you both fly to the ground, and you're gonna take 10 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground.
Oh, both of us, or
Yes,
yeah,
both
okay.
of you.
Still up.
And you
I
watch
was
as
gonna
like
say-
a bloodied Seti is dragged to the ground, and then he begins to turn back to Bropsy. Bropsy, it would be your action.
I'm gonna try Thunderwave again, I guess.
Okay.
That's all I can do.
That will break invisibility.
It will.
Oh,
Yeah,
He never let go of her, so.
yeah. I didn't really see the
Just
point of
saying.
invisibility because he could see through my pass without trace anyway.
That doesn't make you invisible.
Oh, I gotta make concentration checks for that.
Yeah, you do.
So it might have been you might have been able to
It's
see her.
DC 15 contact. To hold.
15?
No, sorry, 13.
15?
Okay, then
And
you're
then
fine.
10 for the bludgeoning, or is it just once per turn?
No, 10 for the bludgeoning too.
So
Okay, I
15
got another
again.
15. So you're still invisible.
Until you cast Thunderwave.
I mean, well, he's still holding me. I think that's the yeah. I'll do Thunderwave again.
Okay. That's a failure.
Okay. So
So he's going to use his legendary resistance to succeed anyways.
Yeah.
wait again.
They
He's got
usually get 3 of those.
Oh. Fuck.
But that's meta.
Okay.
But...
Is that a reaction?
What, legendary resistances?
Mm-hmm.
I imagine it's a reaction.
You know, I don't want to waste time with this. I'm going to say that it's a reaction, and he already burned his reaction to chuck you to the ground. So instead,
Yeah, it is a reaction.
it is a
Yes,
reaction?
probably.
Fantastic. So he actually does fail and gets pushed back from you 10 feet. You are released. So as this thunder wave rumbles across his body, and he gets flung backwards a second, he goes, and as you hear that, you hear as teeth come up and around him, and you see a T-Rex head come out of the mist and start whipping him around in the air.
Aww.
As
Buddy!
collides through and just goes, and it just keeps.
Good boy, buddy.
Rip,
Time
buddy.
to go.
The
Poor
mist
buddy.
continues to swirl, and you see that the colors are beginning to twist into this sort of tear in space that he created. I need you guys all to make reflex saves to try to get into the
Dex
turquoise
saves?
mist. Yeah, that.
Just
I think
the
I was
ones
wrong
that are
about
there,
them
right?
being
Not all of
reactions,
us.
though.
You're. I'll get back to you guys.
21 for me, 21 for Bropsy, 18
I'm
for
pretty sure
Mittner.
it's an 18.
So what was it?
21 for me and Bropsy, 18 for Mittner.
Wow. Okay. So you guys
I
run
haven't
as the turquoise mist begins to slowly get sucked into this area. You guys all run towards the turquoise mist as fast as you can. The Seti's limping.
Oh yeah,
it
it's
almost
real
feels
bad.
like Bropsy, that you have a broken wing. You're barely able to keep yourself off the ground just because of you're just so much in shock that your wing's not even responding to the electric commands going from your brain. And as you guys are just rushing as fast as you can, you dive and go straight through, and then suddenly it's just silence. All of this noise, this twisting, this air, this frightening sights, gone. Looking ahead of you, you see Cal standing the edge of a thick tree line. You see Orin just letting go of his hand, wiping the sweat off on his tunic, his cloak. You see coming up just very quickly behind you, and just stepping just like seconds behind you, you see a blue guard drag being held by the tail.
Cleary was with me too, by the way.
Yeah, you got Cleary with you as well. He's still holding your hand though. And you see and you see Grim sitting there holding onto a zombie and a lizard coming through. The three of you topple in, blood pouring out of Seti.
Yeah, Seti just hits the ground.
I immediately cure wounds.
You see, he turns around and says, "Oh, thank God, you all made it. I've been through there many times, and I've never seen anything like that."
That's the god thing we were telling you about.
Oh, is that what caused that vortex?
Oh, there's a goat thing?
Really, you were there for that conversation.
I heard the boom.
You've seen the goat thing, though. You know what they're talking about.
I know what they're talking about. I just
You
didn't
also
realize
saw
that.
a twist of color. You saw the
Oh,
smoke
okay.
beginning to... That's well.
I also
Glad you're all
spent
alright.
healing words.
He's gonna
11
give
points? Wow.
He's gonna give you a cure wounds as well. Why not?
Okay.
I'm just gonna
Griffith's
like,
fine.
as Alyssa, I'm gonna stand up and like kind of half pick up Setting and be like, "You're not allowed to go alone."
That's 10 points of healing.
Well, yeah, thank you. I thought I could get him off of her, but it was before he grabbed her. I mean, I thought if she went invisible, then we could both just run away, but then he grabbed her and it kind of...
You grabbed Bropsy. Bropsy, are you all right?
Yeah, are you okay?
Wait,
It's in-
I see the Drake, right?
Yeah, you see the Drake.
Sorry,
I want to
Gagnor.
run over and hug the Drake.
Gagnor, how many points did I get from Cal?
10.
10.
I'm so sorry, Bropsy. I let go. I didn't mean to let go. Something pulled me forward. I'm so sorry.
It's okay, Clary.
I don't think that was your fault, Clary. It was after her real bad, and we should have...
It's a shame that Grim was not there. I could have just turned you into a poof.
I forgot. While he was holding me, I could have turned into something really small. I kind of forgot. Wait, but then I couldn't carry the bag of holding. Would I be able
all
to?
your stuff
No, it all transforms
with you, yeah.
I keep fucking forgetting about my
Could have just
goddamn
wild shaped into a fish.
thing. I keep
You could have
forgetting.
wild shaped into You could have wild shaped into a fucking
Fly.
bear. and just
Mosquito.
Yeah, like fuck it. You could have been anything.
I always forget that that's a thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyways, Cal looks at you and says, "Well, if you're all right, I think it's important to note, we are here."
And that thing can follow us here.
Grim will pat the lizard on the head, be like, "Good lizard, you did it."
Hopefully not. Hopefully it got lost in that mist.
I hope Buddy's okay.
Buddy?
Oh,
You mean the big bitey short-armed creature?
yeah, he was in the fog.
He saved us.
He,
Thank goodness.
he took
Well,
tore the
any
goat
luck?
thing.
He survived, hopefully.
I doubt it, but
I highly doubt he's going to make it to Selindor. Hopefully he stayed away from the orange mist. That's the best we can hope for.
no, I feel like I
But-
have to try to find him when we get out of when we're, done here.
Yeah, go for it.
If he survived, the last thing he heard was that he was a good boy.
If he could understand me.
There are
He heard that enough to know.
there are seers within Selindor. I'm sure with proper description you might be able to.
Clary's got that covered.
Big lizard.
Probably not too many of them out there.
Yes, I've done quite a few sketches of our good friend Buddy. They are a bit jostled. Just got like a really fucked up picture because he was drawing it while he was on the back of him.
Well, we really need to know about this book, like top priority. I mean, obviously, Cal, we need to get you settled with the Godwin, and
Yes, of course, but well, it's going to take us a bit to get to Lady Hyacinth, anyways. So maybe on the way, if we, depending on what side we come in on. Speaking of which, who wants to roll a d4?
me.
Yes, you paid for that D4 with your blood.
4.
4. Okay. Says, well, if that's it, I think that's something you might all want to see. And he begins heading towards the tree line. You can see where it is, like the ground slopes away from where he's heading. It's like it's almost like the precipice of a hill.
We follow.
Seems safe for now.
All right, as you guys make it to the top of this ridge, you look out, the large canopy of trees covering you, and you see a huge expanse. The sun breaking through, blinding you for a moment, for the first time seeing something like this in so long. From where you are and what you see some fields. You see children playing, running around. You see little lights dancing through the air. Down below in this fields that crescend down away from this hilltop where you are, off to a large, what looks like mile-long bridge, moving even further, deeper into a city that sprawls up in between massive roots that come from a tree that extends far enough into the sky you couldn't imagine how you never saw it before. Miles and miles of tree.
Biggest tree.
Biggest tree you could imagine could exist. The city itself seems to build away from it, surrounding it, a massive chasm dropping into what looks like eternity. Waterfalls coming off and falling into a distant direction, you not sure. You see in the distance a floating, strange, what looks like castle in the sky. You see a massive shining blink in the very far distance, higher than some of the rest of the forest trees that were creating the canopy you'd seen before, shearing off this sort of reddish, goldish tint. You see, looking now at the tree properly, as it is split and twisted around itself, light born from its center, pulsing, and mist breathing out from it, in, out, and away.
It's the Eva tree.
Well, turns out we've entered on the western end. Welcome to Selindor. And that's will end our session for tonight.